every country, and the Egyptian, special, the people of every country, they were happy, and they think, or they believe that the victory of October to Egypt, was victory to them also, because we have the same sea, we have the same
the region itself,
the same feel about,
yes, and even the culture,
even the culture. That's right, because that's the reason they was very happy as Egyptian, exactly, and they try to support us in a lot of places, like Yemen. They help us to close the Bab el-Mandab in that time, and all countries try to push, and also they support us in arms also. Iraq and Algeria and Sudanese also, they support us in that time.
And what about the action or the support and reaction by the Arab countries that provoked an oil crisis at that time to the West?
The action about the reaction
around the oil crisis.
About the oil crisis,
back then.
The war, the Arab countries, they make this crisis in that time because they prevent the petroleum in that time, and this makes the petroleum going to high price, and this is kind of push to Western to prevent the support to Israel in that time. This is kind of pushing or and backing also to Egypt, yes, to support it in that time.
So, if you can tell us a little bit about, it's good to know about the heroes of the 6th of October, and to know more about your background in this important day, or important definitely war.
About the heroes, there is a lot. In that war, there is a lot of people. We know about them, some of them, and there is a lot of people, a lot of heroes, they are not mentioned until now. Because it is difficult to ask to somebody, to hero, to tell them coming to say, without to invite him in good shape.
Yes.
He will not let himself to go coming to media or to people, I do something in war. Always you will find him silent, not speak about that, until somebody invited him to talk. He will talk in that time.
And that's important that we have invited you, and would like to know more about your experience.
This is, I know this is not, this is right of my country on me. Yeah, I have to. It is something like it's not it's obligatory. If anybody asks me what happened during the war, what's your experience in that war, this is a kind of I can't find suitable word. It is it's mission to me. It is, I have to do that to my country, because this is to build something, to build morale to the youth, to give a good idea about what we do in that time. This is right, my country right on me.
But I know it's always meeting people who contributed to this important achievement. They're a little bit shy to describe the experience or special moments in this war. But I'd like to know from you just a moment where you have faced an important challenge in this, just to know the experience.
Okay, about me, I'm in special case because I'm not in main part of war in Suez Canal. I was in another indirect place. It is in South Sinai.
Yes.
The Rangers platoon sent it, some pleasure platoon or companies sent it to South Sinai to make a trouble in these areas, to got
Distract the attention.
attract the enemy's
Yes.
troops in this area and not leave
Mhm.
to north to support the
Yes.
Israeli armies in north
Mhm.
and to make a trouble to third army in the
Yes.
Suez in this area. That reason it was mission like mission impossible because we are sent around about 200 or 300 kilometer away from our troops.
Yes.
No any kind of support, no food support, no ammunition support, no air support. We have to depend on ourselves in that time, and we have to do our mission also. That's the reasons a lot of stories not discovered until now from these places, from this company and this platoon and this group. About myself, and I'm not like to talk about myself many times. I like to talk about my friends to all times. But I am actually, me and my group, we destroyed 2 buses. Israeli army knows that much better than we know. 2 buses carries about 72, as they say, mentioned in wireless. 72 pilot and second pilot and engineer in this time was moving from Abu Dhabi to El Tor city at that time.
Yes.
It was very important
Definitely, because
operation in that time.
it got all the attention towards this part of the country,
That's right.
away from the direct hit. Yes.
Yes, and also we achieve casualties, a lot of casualties, and they killed a lot of people, very important people in that time.
Yes.
And second
You're
day,
saying most of them were pilots. So
most of them pilots. Yes. This according the Israel, according they say that we not because we don't know this. They will not carry
so you
pilots.
you were lucky that the bus that you chose
I was lucky. I was lucky.
that you
These
chose
2 buses,
had a lot
it
of
was
pilots.
17 cars, but these 2 buses it seems it's very important people, and because they have a lot of secure car about car before them and car behind them, and we find that these 2 buses have something very important. That's the
Yes.
reason we concentrate and we destroyed these 2 buses, and also we try to
propagate maybe
kill or
other
to,
actions.
yes, another cars, but they stop and return back very fast when we destroy the 2 buses.
Well, Major General, this is definitely something that you should be proud of, and we're definitely proud of you and proud of every Egyptian who fought in this war or actually contributed to such an important victory. You mentioned that it was an indirect, and I appreciate your humbleness in mentioning this important incident that you have contributed to, because it definitely was a trigger to distract the enemy towards the front lines, and it was a contributor to what happened in this important achievement to this country, and nobody would ever forget such a wonderful story that was a beginning of a war that gained back the Egyptians' rights for their lands and for their freedom. So finally, Major General Magdy, I'd like to thank you very much. And once again, we're quite proud of you.
Before my last, there is one point only I would like to mention. There is very important thing. We got it from this ambush against the Israeli troop. We have very high morale in that time, and when we see that the Israeli troops cry like women, exactly cry to help, cry to help when we attack them. This is make our troops in very high morale at that time. That's the reason there is another attack. They try to attack us in the second day, and there is a very important battle in that day. We'll talk about after that, inshallah, in another occasion.
Right. Thank you very much, Major General. It has been a pleasure. And now let's move on for a very short break and returning back for more segments.